Hey guys, we're back. Ryan in Iowa and Martin in the UK, myself in San Diego. Hey, since our last video, I've heard quite a few people have gone out, taken our advice. They've got some AP225Ws. That's the wall plate there, cloud managed. Pretty convenient for home working use because of the switch ports on the bottom. It gives IT visibility into their home network so they can help them with troubleshooting. We've gotten a number of questions around. We spoke about how to keep your personal Wi-Fi and your work Wi-Fi networks both happy, both high performing. People are asking us, how do I actually turn that on or configure that? Ryan, you want to give us a quick example?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and share my screen here and show you guys kind of how to set it up in the Wi-Fi cloud management. So we're going to be using Discover, our visibility and configuration tool in the WatchGuard Wi-Fi cloud. In here under configure Wi-Fi, you can see we set up a home Wi-Fi SSID and we set up a corporate SSID. So depending on which SSID you're connecting to, we can change what types of bandwidth limitations and what kind of access people can get on those Wi-Fi networks. So in the corporate one, it's pretty simple. We want this to be the really high performing wireless network. So we're not going to put a lot of limitations on this. But if we go to traffic shaping in QoS, we can turn on the feature for QoS. And then based on the requirements for the phone or video conferencing system that you're using, you would select the different settings to prioritize that traffic through the network. So the corporate side is very simple. QoS is really the key. On the home side, the really big concern with working from home is, I've got 3 kids and my wife are upstairs watching Netflix and they're, playing some video game and Skyping their friends. And how do we manage that? So on the home Wi-Fi side, again, under the traffic shaping and QoS section, we can actually set some bandwidth limitations on what they're allowed to do in on the network. So a couple of things, you can set the number of connections you're going to allow on the SSID. And then really the big one is to set the bandwidth controls for that SSID to something that will allow you to maintain, a good level of working. So, if I've got a 30 or 50 megabit internet connection, you just really got to pick how much upload speed do I want to allow my home to have versus my corporate, and how much does my download speed for that network get as well. I always stick with the bandwidth on the SSID because if you do it per user, there could be a lot of users and then that bandwidth gets filled up very quickly. So that's really the key step in setting this up and building that kind of isolation between those two wireless networks are going to be around having separate SSIDs, don't share your password with your kid, and then set some bandwidth limitations on that home Wi-Fi network so that they don't consume all of the bandwidth when you're trying to do your work. You can even turn this on and off on a schedule. So maybe at night you can turn some of this off and give more bandwidth back to that home wireless network so they can watch movies and things like that. But it's pretty simple to do with the WatchGuard Wi-Fi. It is more difficult with other solutions, but this one is pretty straightforward.
Excellent, Ryan. Hey, I think that's really valuable real world advice here for people out there. They're transitioning to this work at home situation. And like right now, I'm utilizing some WatchGuard Wi-Fi APs and I've got those settings configured in my place. I think obviously Ryan does, Martin, I think you do too. Yeah. So, hey, that's great advice. Keep your work life and your home life and your Wi-Fi access as happy and high performing as possible without stepping on each other. So stay safe and healthy, everyone out there. And hopefully that tip was helpful to you. You can learn more at watchguard.com/Wi-Fi.